There are some cases that disappear from the headlines after a few days. And then, there are cases that consume the internet. Cases so disturbing, so mysterious, that millions of people become obsessed with finding answers. The disappearance of Nancy Guthrie became one of those cases. A woman vanishes without warning. No signs of violence, no clear suspects, no explanation, only questions. And the deeper investigators looked, the more terrifying the mystery became. Because according to some reports, Nancy may have known she was being watched. Before we continue, make sure you subscribe, because this story unfolds like a psychological thriller, and what you're about to hear sounds almost impossible to believe. A normal life before her name spread across social media, before conspiracy theories flooded the internet, Nancy Guthrie lived what many people described as a peaceful and ordinary life. Neighbors knew her as friendly and respectful. She enjoyed quiet evenings, spending time with family and staying away from public drama. Nothing about her lifestyle suggested danger. Nothing hinted at scandal, and that's exactly why her disappearance shocked everyone. According to people close to the family, Nancy followed a predictable routine almost every day. Morning coffee, phone calls with relatives, short grocery trips, evening television, a normal routine. The kind of routine criminals usually ignore, but investigators would later discover that someone may have been observing her movements for weeks, maybe even months. And if that theory is true, then Nancy's disappearance was never random. It was planned. The final evening, the last confirmed sighting of Nancy Guthrie, happened on an unusually quiet evening. The weather was calm. Traffic in the neighborhood was light. Nothing appeared suspicious. At around 8:40 p.m., surveillance cameras captured Nancy returning home after a quick shopping trip. She carried grocery bags inside, closed the front door, and disappeared from public view forever. At first, nothing about the footage seemed important, but investigators later noticed something strange. A dark SUV appeared on the same street only minutes earlier, then again several minutes later, and again, almost like the driver was circling the block, watching, waiting. Police would later analyze the footage frame by frame, but at that moment, nobody knew they were witnessing the beginning of a national mystery. Inside the house, Nancy reportedly made a few routine phone checks. Her device connected to Wi-Fi at approximately 9:13 p.m. After that, silence. No outgoing calls, no texts, no online activity, nothing. It was as if Nancy simply vanished from existence. The next morning, the following morning, family members became concerned when Nancy failed to answer repeated calls. At first, they assumed she was asleep, then maybe busy. But as hours passed, panic slowly replaced confusion. Eventually, someone went to check on her personally, and what they found immediately felt wrong. The house looked normal. Too normal, the television was off. Lights remained untouched. Her purse sat inside the home. Her keys were still there. Even her charger remained plugged into the wall. Those details terrified investigators later, because people planning to leave voluntarily usually take essentials with them. Nancy had taken nothing. And then officers noticed something disturbing. The back door is slightly open. Not forced open, just barely open. As if someone had quietly exited during the night. Outside, investigators discovered faint shoe prints near the backyard area. The prints appeared incomplete, almost. Some investigators believed the ground conditions damaged the evidence naturally. Others suspected someone intentionally tried to hide their tracks. Either way, the investigation instantly changed direction. This was no longer considered a simple missing person case. Something darker was unfolding. The first major theory, as police began interviewing neighbors, one detail kept appearing repeatedly. Several residents reported seeing an unfamiliar SUV in the neighborhood days before Nancy disappeared. Nobody recognized the vehicle. Nobody knew the driver, but witnesses described similar behavior. Slow driving, late-night appearances, long periods parked near the area. One witness even claimed the vehicle's headlights switched off while parked across the street. That statement immediately alarmed investigators, because it suggested surveillance. Online communities exploded after these details leaked. TikTok users created timeline videos, Reddit forums started mapping possible escape routes. Some internet detectives claimed organized criminals were involved. Others believed Nancy herself was hiding a secret. The theories became endless. But behind all the speculation, investigators quietly focused on one terrifying possibility. Someone may have studied Nancy's routine carefully before taking action. And if that's true, then the abductor likely knew exactly when she would be alone. The CCTV discovery 3 days into the investigation, detectives uncovered footage that changed everything. A security camera located several houses away captured a shadowy figure walking near Nancy's property shortly after 9:20 p.m. The image quality was poor. The face couldn't be identified. But investigators noticed something chilling. The figure appeared calm, not rushed, not panicked. Whoever it was, they moved like someone familiar with the area. Then came another disturbing detail. The figure seemed to pause near Nancy's backyard entrance before disappearing from camera view completely. Minutes later, the dark SUV was seen leaving the neighborhood. For many investigators, that footage became the strongest indication that Nancy had not disappeared voluntarily. This may have been an abduction. And suddenly, national media attention exploded. Major news outlets began covering the case non-stop. Crime podcasts dedicated entire episodes to Nancy's disappearance. YouTube creators uploaded theories every single day. The story spread globally within hours. But while the internet searched for answers, the family received something horrifying. A phone call. Roughly 1 week after Nancy vanished, a member of the family allegedly received a brief anonymous call. The caller's voice sounded distorted, artificial, almost robotic. According to online reports, the message was short but deeply threatening. Some sources claimed the caller warned the family not to involve media. Others claimed money was mentioned. Authorities never confirmed the exact contents publicly, but one thing became clear immediately. Police now believed foul play was highly likely. Soon after, federal investigators joined the case. Search helicopters scanned remote desert areas. Volunteers searched abandoned roads and empty buildings. Officers checked gas stations, highway cameras, and nearby motels. But despite massive attention, there was still no sign of Nancy. No confirmed sightings. No verified ransom demands. No clear suspects. Only fear and growing confusion. The internet goes into chaos. As the case became more famous online, social media transformed into a battlefield of theories. Every new rumor spread instantly. One viral post claimed Nancy had uncovered dangerous information before disappearing. Another suggested someone close to the family was hiding secrets. A third theory argued the entire case had been staged for publicity. Millions of people watched live-stream discussions. True crime creators analyzed body language from interviews. People zoomed into blurry CCTV footage searching for clues. Some users even claimed they identified the SUV model from reflections in nearby windows. The case became an obsession, but investigators warned that misinformation was becoming dangerous. Fake screenshots spread everywhere. False witness reports overwhelmed police hotlines. Random people were accused online without evidence. And while the internet chased theories, detectives quietly discovered something near a remote highway outside the city. Something connected directly to Nancy. Something investigators reportedly kept hidden from the public, ending cliffhanger according to leaked reports. The item found near the highway may have contained forensic evidence. Evidence suggesting Nancy did not leave willingly, and even more disturbing, investigators allegedly discovered signs that she may have been targeted long before the night she disappeared. In Part 2, we uncover the hidden timeline, the suspicious connections, and the terrifying evidence police refused to discuss publicly. Because the deeper this investigation went, the more it started looking like a carefully planned operation. And that was only the beginning of the terrifying mystery surrounding Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. No confirmed suspects, no clear answers. Only clues, theories, and a growing sense that something much darker is hidden beneath the surface. But trust me, what comes next is even more disturbing, because in Part 2, we'll uncover the hidden evidence. The suspicious timeline and the shocking details investigators tried to keep away from the public. So, if you enjoyed this documentary and want more real crime stories explained in cinematic detail, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications, because the next part is coming soon. Until then, stay curious and stay safe.